The Rottweiler is a dog with an ancient heritage of service to man. His dedication to his work, stamina, and protective instincts have made him a valuable asset to farmers, cattlemen, and in recent times, to the police and military. His movements and emotions are controlled, but he is not slow of wit or reaction. Although affectionate and demonstrative to his family, outsiders may find him reserved. In looking at the Rottweiler, one must expect to see a large working dog, whose build, above all, is functional. Therefore, the image projected is one of a dog of great strength, capable of exertion for long periods of time. All parts of his structure must fit harmoniously to achieve that end. As we examine the Rottweiler through this visual presentation, the ideal dog should be revealed by comparison and explanation. My voice will comment on each section as we proceed. The next voice will read the actual Rottweiler standard.
General appearance. The ideal Rottweiler is a large, robust, and powerful dog, black with clearly defined rust markings. His compact build denotes great strength, agility, and endurance. Males are characteristically larger, heavier boned, and more masculine in appearance.
The Rottweiler is a compact dog, projecting the image of great strength and stamina. Males are bigger and generally more imposing in appearance than bitches. Here are good examples of a dog on the left and a bitch on the right. Although it is desired the bitch be distinctly feminine, there is nothing narrow, weedy, or unsubstantial about either sex.
Size. Males 24 inches to 27 inches. Females 22 inches to 25 inches. Proportion should always be considered rather than height alone. The length of the body from the breastbone, sternum, to the rear edge of the pelvis, ischium, is slightly longer than the height of the dog at the withers, the most desirable proportion being as 10 to 9. Depth of chest should be 50% of height. Serious faults: lack of proportion, undersize, oversize.
The Rottweiler is a medium-large dog as compared to the giant breeds, but he appears larger because of his heavy bone and muscle and the very deep body. This nice dog is too short on leg, giving him a low, squat appearance. This bitch has correct leg length, but is too long in body. This dog is leggy and too short in body to be able to move efficiently. The brisket reaches to the elbow and the chest is oval. It should not be round. A round chest can cause a variety of gait disorders. This dog has a shallow chest with elbows tied in.
Head. Of medium length, broad between the ears. Forehead line seen in profile is moderately arched. Cheekbones and stop well developed. Length of muzzle should not exceed distance between stop and occiput. Skull is preferred dry. However, some wrinkling may occur when dog is alert.
The head should be in proportion to the body, neither overwhelming in size and character as seen here, nor insufficient in strength and development as this one is. The skull tapers from the occiput to the stop, and the muzzle tapers very slightly from the stop to the tip of the nose. This bitch has a lovely head with the desired flat cheeks, proper proportions of slightly longer skull than muzzle, and correct expression. This bitch, despite her beautiful eye and expression, lacks ideal head proportions. Her muzzle should be somewhat shorter and her stop more pronounced. This dog has too much stop. This one has a rounded skull and little stop, which is faulty. This dog has a domed skull, also faulty. The skull should be only slightly arched when viewed from the front. The head should not be wrinkled except when the dog is alert with ears at attention like this.
Muzzle. Bridge is straight, broad at base with slight tapering towards tip. Nose is broad rather than round, with black nostrils.
The muzzle is powerful, flat on top when seen from the side, free of wrinkle, with powerful jaws. This dog has a weak underjaw. This dog's muzzle is too short and incorrectly shaped. This one has too much flew. This dog is dish-faced. This one has a Roman nose. All are incorrect. This dog has a correct muzzle, blending smoothly into the slightly longer skull.
Lips. Always black, corners tightly closed. Inner mouth pigment is dark. A pink mouth is to be penalized.
The lips fit closely with no excess flew. The pigment of lips is black, and the inner mouth pigment should be dark. This dog has too much flew. This dog has a pink mouth. This dog has proper mouth pigment.
Teeth. 42 in number, 20 upper and 22 lower. Strong, correctly placed, meeting in a scissors bite. Lower incisors touching inside of upper incisors. Serious faults. Any missing teeth. Level bite. Disqualifications. Undershot, overshot, 4 or more missing teeth.
The large, closely aligned teeth meet in a scissors bite, with the lower incisors making contact at the center of the inner side of the upper incisors. This bite is correct. Level bites, missing teeth, and wry mouths should be severely penalized. Overshot, undershot, 4 or more missing teeth disqualify.
Eyes. Of medium size, moderately deep set, almond-shaped with well-fitting lids. Iris of uniform color, from medium to dark brown. The darker shade always preferred. Serious faults. Yellow bird of prey eyes. Eyes not of same color. Eyes unequal in size or shape. Hairless lids.
This dog has the preferred dark eye with dark eye rims. Light eyes impart a hard, piercing expression, which is extremely faulty. This dog has light eyes. Round eyes, as in this dog, are incorrect, as are eyes set too deeply. Hairless lids give a bespectacled appearance and therefore detract from the alert, intelligent Rottweiler expression. The eyes should not be set too close together, nor too wide apart. This dog has correct eye placement, color, shape, and expression.
Ears. Pendant, proportionately small, triangular in shape, set well apart and placed on skull so as to make it appear broader when the dog is alert. Ear terminates at approximately mid-cheek level. Correctly held, the inner edge will lie tightly against cheek.
The ears should be set on level with the top of the skull, so that when the dog is alert, they appear to add breadth to the skull. They are slightly rounded at the tips and should reach approximately the middle of the cheek or the rear edge of the jawbone. Ears which are too long, too wide, or set too low impart a houndy look which is extremely faulty. Ears set too high, or rose ears, are also to be penalized. Ears that stand away from the head, or ears that crease, are incorrect. This dog displays the desired ear size, shape, and placement.
Neck. Powerful, well-muscled, moderately long, with slight arch and without loose skin.
This dog's neck is too short and thick. The neck should be strong, deep, and in proportion to the body, smooth and powerfully muscled, set well into laid-back shoulders like this.
Body. Top line is firm and level, extending in straight line from withers to croup.
The back from withers to croup must be straight and hard, without sway, dip, or roach. This top line slopes too steeply toward the croup, while this one roaches. This bitch is high in the rear. This dog has the proper firm top line. Note the slight indentation where the spines of the vertebral column change direction.
Brisket. Deep, reaching to elbow. Chest. Roomy, broad, with well-pronounced forechest.
Depth of brisket and commensurate chest width allow for plenty of room for heart and lung function. This dog is too shallow in brisket. This one is pinched in front. This one is too wide, the result of a barrel chest, a fault. This dog is correct. The forechest or prosternum should be well developed, extending beyond the junction of the upper arm and the shoulder blade. This dog has too little forechest, seen from the side. This dog is correct, from the front and side.
Ribs, well sprung.
This dog has the desired deep, well-sprung oval rib cage. This dog is slab-sided, lacking proper lung capacity.
Loin, short, deep, and well muscled. Croup, broad, medium length, slightly sloping.
The loin, the distance from the end of the rib cage to the set-on of hips, is moderately short and muscular. The tuck-up is slight. This bitch is too long in the loin. This dog has the correct length and arch of loin. The croup is moderately sloping, allowing for correct tail placement. This bitch has too much tuck-up and drops off in croup too rapidly. This dog's croup is too flat. Observe the resulting vertical tail set. This dog is correct in loin, croup, and tail set.
Tail, normally carried in horizontal position, giving impression of an elongation of top line. Carried slightly above horizontal when dog is excited. Some dogs are born without a tail or a very short stub. Tail is normally docked short, close to the body. The set of the tail is more important than length.
The tail is carried level with the back, or slightly elevated when the dog is excited or in motion. This bitch carries her tail vertically, which is incorrect. This dog's tail is set on too low. This dog has the desired placement and carriage of the tail.
Forequarters, shoulder blade, long, well laid back at 45-degree angle. Elbows tight, well under body. Distance from withers to elbow and elbow to ground is equal.
The front movement of a Rottweiler should be free and far-reaching. To achieve this, he must have well laid back shoulders and sufficient length of upper arm. This dog's front assembly is too straight throughout. The upper arm should be approximately equal in length to the shoulder blade and well angulated from the point of the shoulder to the elbow. This dog has a correct shoulder upper arm assembly. The legs, from the elbow to the ground, should be straight, not bowed, nor turned in or out. From withers to elbow and elbow to ground is equidistant. Note the lovely depth of brisket.
Legs, strongly developed with straight, heavy bone, not set closely together.
The leg bones should be ample and oval-shaped. If shoulder angulation is correct, a perpendicular line can be drawn from the withers through the elbow to the heel pad of the paw. This dog is light-boned. The bone of this dog's forelegs is correct.
Pasterns, strong, springy, and almost perpendicular to ground.
The pasterns are very moderately bent, which permits them to act as shock absorbers. This dog is straight in pastern. This one is down in pastern.
Feet, round, compact, well-arched toes, turning neither in nor out. Pads thick and hard, nails short, strong, and black. Dew claws may be removed.
The Rottweiler has well-knuckled, round feet with strong toes and thick pads. Hare feet, seen here, or splay feet, are faulty. These are correct front feet.
Hindquarters. Angulation of hindquarters balances that of forequarters.
The standard calls for proper balance between front and rear assemblies, as seen here.
Upper thigh, fairly long, broad, and well-muscled. Stifle joint, moderately angulated.
The upper thigh is wide and powerful, meeting the lower thigh at a moderate angle. Both upper and lower thighs are strongly muscled. This dog's lower thigh is too long. This dog is too straight and stifle and lacks breadth of thigh. This one is correctly angulated.
Lower thigh, long, powerful, extensively muscled, leading into a strong hock joint. Metatarsus nearly perpendicular to ground. Viewed from rear, hind legs are straight and wide enough apart to fit in with a properly built body.
Lower thigh is also wide and powerful. When seen from the rear, the thighs are well muscled, never flat nor weak. The distance from hock to ground is relatively short.
Feet, somewhat longer than front feet, well-arched toes, turning neither in nor out. Dew claws must be removed if present.
The rear feet are somewhat longer than the front feet, but never splay-footed or hare-footed. Note the difference between front and rear feet on this dog.
Coat. Outer coat is straight, coarse, dense, medium length, lying flat. Undercoat must be present on neck and thighs, but should not show through the outer coat. The Rottweiler should be exhibited in a natural condition without trimming, except to remove whiskers if desired. Fault, wavy coat. Serious faults, excessively short coat, curly or open coat, lack of undercoat. Disqualification, long coat.
This dog has a long coat, a disqualification. On the left is a wavy coat, which is a fault. On the right is an open coat, which is a serious fault. There must be undercoat, which may be less dense in warmer climates.
Color, always black with rust to mahogany markings. The borderline between black and rust should be clearly defined. The markings should be located as follows: a spot over each eye, on cheeks, as a strip around each side of the muzzle, but not on the bridge of nose, on throat, triangular mark on either side of breastbone, on forelegs from carpus downward to toes, on inside of rear legs showing down the front of stifle and broadening out to front of rear legs from hock to toes, but not completely eliminating black from back of legs, under tail. Black penciling markings on toes. The undercoat is gray or black. Quantity and location of rust markings is important and should not exceed 10% of body color. Insufficient or excessive markings should be penalized. Serious faults. Excessive markings. White markings any place on dog. A few white hairs do not constitute a marking. Light-colored markings. Disqualifications. Any base color other than black. Total absence of markings.
This dog's markings are too profuse and too light. This bitch virtually lacks markings. This dog's markings are correct in size, placement, and intensity of the desired rust color. Bear in mind that faults of color and markings are cosmetic and should not be considered above structural faults.
Gait. The Rottweiler is a trotter. The motion is harmonious, sure, powerful, and unhindered, with a strong forereach and a powerful rear drive. Front and rear legs are thrown neither in nor out, as the imprint of hind feet should touch that of forefeet. In a trot, the forequarters and hindquarters are mutually coordinated, while the back remains firm. As speed is increased, legs will converge under body towards the center line.
As a true working dog, requiring both agility and endurance in movement, the Rottweiler should move straight, without crabbing, in a flowing rhythm. He should tend to single track as his speed increases. He should have long reach in front and powerful drive from the rear, with good flexion and extension of stifle and hock. This is correct gait.
Character. The Rottweiler should possess a fearless expression with a self-assured aloofness that does not lend itself to immediate and indiscriminate friendships. He has an inherent desire to protect home and family and is an intelligent dog of extreme hardness and adaptability with a strong willingness to work. A judge shall dismiss from the ring any shy or vicious Rottweiler. Shyness. A dog shall be judged fundamentally shy if, refusing to stand for examination, it shrinks away from the judge, if it fears an approach from the rear, if it shies at sudden or unusual noises to a marked degree. Viciousness. A dog that attacks or attempts to attack either the judge or its handler is definitely vicious. An aggressive or belligerent attitude towards other dogs shall not be deemed viciousness.
The Rottweiler is naturally confident and self-assured like this. A dog that will not submit to examination must be excused. The behavior of the Rottweiler in the show ring should be that of a controlled animal, willing and adaptable, trained to submit to examination. A dog who is reserved or aloof in demeanor is not to be penalized. Judges must bear in mind that the Rottweiler is a natural protector, and therefore they should not approach the dogs in an overly familiar or aggressive manner. Dogs should always be approached from the front. A judge should not place his hands on a dog without letting the dog see his approach. Excessive handling, a fearful or hesitant approach, or use of irregular, rapid, or suspicious movements are unsettling in any breed, but especially for a wary guardian.
Faults. The foregoing is a description of the ideal Rottweiler. Any structural fault that detracts from the above-described working dog must be penalized to the extent of the deviation. Disqualifications. Undershot, overshot, 4 or more missing teeth. Long coat. Any base color other than black. Total absence of markings.
The Rottweiler is devoted, loyal, and when close to his home, is even-tempered and alert. When he thinks his family is threatened, he will not hesitate to protect it. His heritage as a working dog, dedicated to the service of man, has enabled him to assume a varied role in society for centuries.